Gentlemen, let's be honest. If your mornings don't feel the way they used to, if you're waking up with less energy, less drive, and less confidence in how your body responds, this video is for you. You already drink coffee. It's part of your routine. But what if I told you that by adding just a few simple, natural ingredients, you could turn that cup into more than just a wake-up call? I'm Dr. Michelle Zion, intimacy and men's health expert. And for over 15 years, I've been helping men reclaim energy, vitality, and performance in ways that are simple, practical, and backed by science. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn your ordinary coffee into a powerhouse drink that supports blood flow, testosterone, energy, and yes, your confidence in those private, intimate moments. And before you dismiss this as some alternative health fad, hear me out. Everything I'll share is grounded in real research, clinical experience, and centuries of traditional use. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find remedies. They're ingredients you can grab at your local grocery store, often for less than the price of one fancy latte. So grab your mug, settle in, and let's talk about how to make your mornings work for you again. The problem with plain coffee is amazing. It sharpens your mind, perks you up, and makes mornings bearable. But here's the hidden problem. Coffee alone is like a quick match strike. It flares bright for a few minutes, then burns out. That's why by 10 a.m., so many guys are yawning, refilling their cup, or grabbing something sugary just to keep going. And while coffee does boost circulation temporarily, it doesn't address the deeper challenges that men over 40 and 50 face: lower testosterone, stiffer, less flexible blood vessels, blood sugar swings that drain energy, and declining nitric oxide production, the molecule that makes blood flow possible in the first place. Let me give you an analogy. Imagine owning a Ferrari but fueling it with cheap gas. It'll run, sure, but it won't perform the way it was designed to. After 40, your body is that Ferrari. It requires better fuel, not just stimulation, but real nourishment that supports hormones, blood vessels, and energy systems. That's why we're not throwing coffee out. We're upgrading it. Ingredient number 1, cinnamon, the blood sugar guardian. First up, cinnamon. I'm not talking about sugar-loaded cinnamon rolls or artificial syrups. I'm talking about real ground cinnamon, ideally Ceylon cinnamon, often called true cinnamon. Why does this matter? Because cinnamon is one of nature's most powerful blood sugar stabilizers. And blood sugar isn't just about diabetes. It's about circulation, energy, and long-term vascular health. Here's the science simplified. When your blood sugar spikes and crashes, it damages the tiny blood vessels in your body. And the smallest, most delicate vessels, including the ones responsible for healthy erectile function, are the first to take the hit. Over time, this damage makes blood flow weaker and less reliable. Cinnamon helps regulate those ups and downs. Research shows it can reduce fasting blood sugar by as much as 20–30%. That means steadier energy, steadier circulation, and steadier performance. And there's another bonus. Cinnamon promotes vasodilation, or widening of blood vessels, through compounds that increase nitric oxide. Yes, the same biological pathway that prescription drugs for ED target. One of my patients, a 58-year-old contractor, started sprinkling cinnamon in his morning coffee. He came back a month later and said, "Doc, I don't hit that afternoon crash anymore. I can finish my jobs without feeling wiped out. And at home, let's just say my wife noticed, too." Beyond the benefits, cinnamon adds a warm, rich flavor to your coffee. If you've ever had a spiced coffee in Mexico or the Middle East, you know how delicious this tradition can be. Start with a 1/4 teaspoon. It's that simple. Ingredient number 2, cocoa powder, nature's nitric oxide switch. Next, let's talk cocoa powder. Not the sugary hot chocolate mix, not chocolate syrup, but pure, unsweetened, dark cocoa powder. The kind that tastes rich and slightly bitter. Why cocoa? Because it's loaded with flavonoids, natural plant compounds that boost nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is the on switch for erections and blood flow. It tells your arteries to relax, expand, and let blood move freely. But here's the catch. By the time men hit 50, nitric oxide levels have dropped by nearly half. That's one of the main reasons circulation slows down. Adding cocoa is like flipping that switch back on, naturally. One study even showed cocoa could improve blood vessel function by nearly 30%. That's comparable to some medications without the side effects. But cocoa isn't just about circulation. It also contains mood-boosting compounds. Anandamides, for example, are nicknamed the bliss molecule. They mimic the same brain chemicals your body releases when you're falling in love. Cocoa also contains phenylethylamine, which supports focus and reduces stress. And don't overlook this. Cocoa is one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, a mineral most men don't get enough of. Magnesium is essential for testosterone production, muscle strength, and energy metabolism. So what do you get? Better blood flow, better mood, and better hormone support, all from a teaspoon stirred into your coffee. One of my patients, a 62-year-old teacher, started adding cocoa and cinnamon together. He said it turned his morning cup into something he actually looked forward to, and after a few weeks, he noticed his gym sessions felt stronger. Ingredient number 3, Maca Root, the hormone balancer. Now, let's travel to the high Andes Mountains of Peru, where Maca Root has been cultivated for thousands of years. Locals call it the strength of the Andes, and sometimes even natural Viagra. But maca doesn't work like a pill. Instead of forcing short-term blood flow, it helps your body regulate its own hormone system. Maca is what we call an adaptogen. That means it helps the body handle stress, balance hormones, and restore energy naturally. Instead of pushing your system into overdrive, it gently nudges it back toward equilibrium. Nutritionally, maca is impressive. It contains amino acids, vitamin C, vitamin E, calcium, iron, zinc, and unique compounds called macamides that seem to directly influence hormone regulation. Studies have shown that daily maca supplementation improves desire, stamina, and overall energy within 8 to 12 weeks. Other research suggests benefits for sperm quality and mood. I often describe it like this. Maca doesn't just turn the lights on temporarily, it helps repair the wiring. That's why its effects are steady, sustainable, and natural. In coffee, maca adds a slightly nutty, almost caramel flavor. Some love it instantly, others need time to adjust. Yellow maca is the mildest in taste. Red maca is often linked with prostate benefits, and black maca is considered the most energizing. Start with a teaspoon. Don't expect overnight results. Give it a few weeks and let your body adjust. One of my patients, a 54-year-old accountant, told me, "Doc, after 3 weeks of maca in my coffee, I just feel more like myself. More focused at work, more motivated at the gym, and honestly, more present at home." That's what this is really about. Restoring the version of yourself that feels alive, capable, and confident. Ingredient number 4, coconut oil, hormone fuel. This one raises eyebrows, coconut oil in coffee. When blended, it turns into a creamy, latte-like drink. But beyond taste, it provides something men desperately need, healthy fats to fuel hormone production. Remember, testosterone is made from cholesterol and fats. If you've been avoiding fat for years because of outdated diet advice, you might have unintentionally limited your body's ability to produce hormones. Coconut oil is rich in medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs. Unlike other fats that take a long trip through digestion, MCTs go straight to the liver, where they're converted into quick energy. That means more stamina, more mental clarity, and better fuel for hormone production. Studies show men who consume MCTs may see boosts in testosterone and improved thyroid function, both critical for energy and metabolism. And here's a hidden bonus. Blending coconut oil with coffee slows down the release of caffeine. Instead of a quick spike and crash, you get smooth, sustained alertness for hours. The trick is to blend it. A frother, a blender, even shaking in a jar works. Stirring won't cut it. You'll end up with an oil slick. Start small, half a teaspoon. If your body tolerates it, work up to a teaspoon. I had a 61-year-old patient who switched to coconut oil coffee after years of relying on pastries to get through the morning. Within weeks, he reported no more mid-morning sugar crashes and said he finally had the energy to pick up his old hobby of cycling again. Ingredient number 5, ginger, circulation rocket fuel. Finally, let's add a little spice, ginger. Ginger has been used for over 5,000 years, and for good reason. It supports circulation, reduces inflammation, aids digestion, and even boosts testosterone. Research from 2012 showed men who consumed ginger daily saw nearly 18% higher testosterone after 3 months. Other studies found it improved sperm count and motility. Scientists believe ginger works by reducing oxidative stress and stimulating luteinizing hormone, the signal that tells your body to make more testosterone. In coffee, ginger gives a gentle warmth, like a subtle kickstart to your system. Fresh ginger is more stimulating. Powdered ginger is more concentrated for long-term benefits. Start small, a quarter teaspoon of powder, or a thin slice of fresh ginger. One of my patients described it best. "Doc, ginger coffee is like an alarm clock that wakes up my whole body, not just my brain." How to make it practical. Now let's address the big question. Do you really need to dump 5 different things into your coffee every morning? No. The beauty of this approach is flexibility. Start with one ingredient. Cinnamon is the easiest. And see how you feel. Add cocoa next week, maybe maca the week after. You don't have to do them all. Even 1 or 2 can make a noticeable difference. For a lazy man's version, mix cocoa and cinnamon in a jar, keep it next to your coffee maker, and scoop a spoonful each morning. Done. And if you want something special, here's my weekend recipe. Coffee, blended with coconut oil, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of cocoa, and a thin slice of fresh ginger. It tastes like something from a high-end coffee shop, but instead of draining your health, it's fueling it. Common mistakes to avoid. Before you dive in, a few warnings. Don't overload your cup. More is not better. Start small. Don't use sugary versions. Sweetened cocoa powder, candied ginger, or cinnamon sugar cancel out the benefits. Don't expect miracles in a week. Your body has been running one way for decades. It needs time to adjust. And remember, if you have serious medical conditions, these aren't replacements for treatment. Always consult your doctor. Here's what I recommend. Week 1. Add 1 to 4 teaspoons of cinnamon daily. Week 2. Add 1 teaspoon cocoa alongside cinnamon. Week 3. Add maca 3 days this week. Week 4. Try either coconut oil or ginger. Track your energy, mood, and performance. Write it down or use a simple phone note. Rate your daily energy from 1 to 10. Notice changes. Most men who stick with this for a month feel enough of a difference to keep going. Gentlemen, aging does not mean decline is inevitable. Your body is still capable of strength, stamina, and vitality. Sometimes it just needs the right inputs. Your morning coffee can be more than just a habit. It can be a daily act of self-care, fueling your hormones, your circulation, your energy, and your confidence. So tomorrow, when you pour that cup, remember this. Small changes lead to big results. I'd love to hear from you. What do you already add to your coffee? Drop a comment below. And if you try any of these, come back and share your results. You might inspire another man to take his first step. If this video helped you, hit subscribe for more real talk about men's health. No judgment, no gimmicks, just practical steps that work. And share this with a friend who could use a boost. Sometimes the best gift you can give is information that restores someone's spark. This is Dr. Michelle Zion reminding you, stay strong, stay healthy, and remember, you're not past your prime. You're just getting started.